Good morning, class. Today we will start with a new topic, agreement of verb with subject. Now make sure you have it in your books. It is page number 51. If you have a different book, of course, the page number will be different, so do not worry about that. Agreement of verb with subject. Right? Now what you have to understand, there should be an agreement, means balance between the verb and the subject. As the topic itself says, you have to make sure that they are nicely balanced, right? For example, we'll take a sentence. It is given here. A verb must agree. For example, they've given the definition. Let's see the definition. A verb must agree with its subject in number and person. That means we are talking about singular goes with singular, plural goes with plural. Now if the subject is singular, then of course the verb will be singular. But if the subject is plural, then the verb will be plural. Now there are certain rules to it. We'll take one rule at a time and I'll discuss it with you. First, I want you to look at the definition. A verb must agree with its subject in number and person. A singular subject requires a singular verb, while a plural subject requires a plural form of the verb. I hope you already know that. So let's take the first rule. It says two or more singular subjects joined by and take a plural verb. Of course, if we are talking about two people, maybe for example, I say maybe Ram and Sham. So the moment I'm talking about two people, Ram and Sham, I've used and, I am talking about two people. That means the verb has to be plural. Okay, let's see how. Now you can see here I've written rule number 1. When any two subjects are joined with the help of and, then what happens is they take a plural form of verb, right? For example, Atul is a subject, Amit is a subject, and I have used and to join them, right? So what happens here? This verb will be plural, right? I cannot say Atul and Amit was present. This is wrong. Is that clear? Was is wrong. So the verb should agree. For example, the answer is were. So this verb should agree with the subject. So if this is plural, it will remain plural. If this is singular, then it goes as singular. Right? So this is the topic. Agreement of verb with a subject. That is how goes the first rule. Let's see the second one. Now in the same rule there are two exceptions. Always remember, every rule has got exceptions. Exceptions means there are ways where you can, just ignore the rule. Let's see where. When two singular subjects refer to the same person, then the verb is singular. For example, that's a nice one here. For example, you can see we are talking about two people, Atul and Amit. So they are plural. For example, there's a sentence like, my friend and guide has come. Now you can see we've got my friend and guide, and this is the verb here, has come. Why singular verb in this case? Because we are talking about a person, singular person, who is not only friend but also a guide, right? So my friend and guide has come. Now how will you know if we are talking about a single person or two different people? My friend and guide means I'm talking about one person, but in case if there's an article here, for example, my friend and the guide, then it means we are talking about two different people. So if there's no article, we are talking about the singular person. So they have given it here. For example, the poet and statesman is dead. Now you can see that there is the poet and statesman. The verb is singular again. Why? Because we are talking about one person is dead. So the person who is a poet and also a statesman, he died. Now in case if I'll put an article here, the poet and the statesman, that means we are talking about plural. So this, rather than writing is, it will be changed. Are. So that means we are talking about two different people. Remember this article part, please. It is little tricky and you'll have to keep your eyes open while reading sentences like this. Right? So here, till here, it is same. It is fine. They all are singular and it is perfect singular only. Right? Fine. See, they have given it here if the article is used. For example, the moment I'll use an article here, the sentence will change and it will change to are. Plural. Please remember this. Remember this article. Okay, if there's no article, that means we're talking about one person. Now see, it says here, if article is used only once, like here, once, the two nouns refer to the same person and the verb is in the singular form. But if the article is mentioned twice, then two distinct people or two distinct persons are intended and therefore the verb is plural. Now let's move to the second rule. I hope rule number 1 and the exceptions are clear. Let's move to the rule number 2. Let's see what it has to say. If two singular nouns are joined by and, again, if they are joined by and are preceded by each and every, preceded means if each and every is used before these nouns, then the verb is singular. For example, each boy and girl makes a separate report. Separate report. Each boy and girl makes a separate report. So he say, okay, I'm sorry. See here. Now again, we have joined two nouns with the help of an and, but it is preceded by each and every. Can you see that each? I have taken each. That means we are talking about every single person. The moment we are talking about every single person, the verb becomes singular. Right? I hope you know that. Make is plural and makes is singular, right? So each boy and girl makes a separate report. Fine. In case if there were two or more than two people, then of course we will write make, but makes is singular. I hope you must have done that in your previous classes. Right? There's another sentence that I'll take. It says here, every man and woman works here for good of the institution. So they works here. W-O-R-K-S. Works means we are talking about singular verb. After that, see here, rule number 3 says, when two or more singular subjects are connected by or, but neither nor, either or singular verb form is required. I'll help you with that as well. See rule number 3, what it says. For example, if two subjects are joined by or, neither nor, or either or but, that means we will use a singular verb. For example, I take a sentence from your book. John or Tapan is to be selected as president. Now you can see this sentence. You can see again we have two names here, two subjects again, two nouns, but they are joined by or, right? They can be joined by or, neither nor, either or, but. That means again we are talking about one of them. One means the verb has to be singular. Is that clear? So we are talking about either, any one of them. That means the verb has to be singular. Right? Let's take another one here. They've given another sentence here. Neither Rita nor Rina has a chance. Right? You can see that. Neither, and I'm sorry, I think so it has stopped working. Neither and nor. Now there are two names, Rita and Rina, but they are joined by neither nor. That means any one of them. So therefore the verb is singular, has. So neither Rita nor Rina has a chance. So singular verb. Now let's continue. There's a note given after that. When the subjects connected by or, nor are of different numbers, the verb should be plural and the plural subject should be placed near the verb. This is again an exception and very important one. I'll explain it. Give me a minute. Okay, you know this one. I'll do it here itself. Otherwise you'll get confused. I'll take the same sentence. This one, John. Or maybe this one. Neither Rita nor her friends have a chance. Exception to this says that if this is singular and this is plural, you can see S here. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that the verb used is plural and the plural one, plural subject, not Rita, not the singular. Plural should come next to the verb. Please, if you have doubts, go through it again so that you'll have an idea. Rita and her friends, two subjects. Her friends is plural, so we'll have a plural verb and they will stay together. Will not write her friends before. It has to be next to the plural verb. Right? After that, see here, it says here when the subjects joined by or nor are of different people, the verb agrees with the one nearest to it. Either you or he is correct. So when the subjects are different people, for example, not the names we are talking about here. For example, it says here either you or he. Either you or he is correct. Now, for example, you can see the sentence. We have two subjects here, you and he. Now, we are talking about two people, but names are not given here. So, again, the way we have done it here, singular, in the same manner, we'll take it as singular, but to the nearest one. For example, if it says either you or he is correct, then he is correct. If you was here, for example, if I change the places, either he or you, then it will be either he or you are correct. This is what you need to understand. So whichever is closer, that one you have to write here. So either you or he is correct. Right? Let's move ahead. Then after that, they're talking about mathematical, it says here, computations may take either a singular or a plural verb. 2 times 6, okay, 2 times 3 is 6. 4 and 4 are 8. It depends. They can either take singular or they can take plural. It depends, right? After that, there's another rule. A singular subject which is followed immediately by, as well as, in addition to, including, no less than, with, together with, are see, they will always take a singular subject, singular verb, just like this one. It says here the husband as well as the wife needs advice. Needs is singular again, right? The coach together with his assistants was praised. Means he was together with his assistant, but the coach was praised. The store in addition to the farm was sold. The king with all his sons was imprisoned. So the king with all his sons were imprisoned is wrong. Was imprisoned is correct. See the next one after that. A singular subject followed by a plural modifier requires a singular verb. The attitude of these men is definitely hostile. One of the girls looked sick. Singular subject followed by a plural modifier, right? So it will always have a singular verb. A list of names of successful candidates is available. So maybe we are talking about names, but it's a list, just a list. That means singular. Maybe girls, but one of the girls, then singular. Maybe we are talking about men, but their attitude, singular. See the next one. Such indefinite pronouns as no, anybody, anyone, each, either, nobody, neither, nobody. Again, the words themselves speak. We are talking about singular verb. We want singular verb here, right? Each one of them has a scholarship. Nobody denies the fact. Anybody who cheats is dishonest. Now they all are singular verbs. There's a reason why, because all these words, they specify singular. When the subject is a relative pronoun, the verb agrees with the antecedent of that pronoun. Let's see. He is one of the men who act as advisors. He is one of the men, right? So we'll take men. This is one of those problems which have many solutions. So we'll take the next to it, that is plural right now. After that, a collective noun takes a singular verb when the class its names is considered. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these rules, I'll do one thing, I'll explain in the next video. So we are left with 4 rules, right? And the assignment. I'll do the assignment with you here in the video itself, right? So the rest we'll do it next video. Please revise these rules. They'll help you in your writing skills, especially, right? You'll not be getting sentences where you need to fill in the correct form of verb, but yes, of course, correct form of verb, but not the, please understand, you'll not be getting fill in the blanks like you used to get in class 8. So go through it, go through the rules so that you know what these rules are. So that is it for today. Thank you.